Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Take You Places, the podcast for international students at the University of Marburg. In today's episode, we will help you getting started with your studies in Germany. There are a lot of different documents and study management systems you will need to familiarize yourself with during your first semester, and it can be challenging. But you are not alone in this, and today, Pia will help you getting started. So stay tuned.
Hello and a very warm welcome to all first-year students and those new to Marburg. My name is Pia and I got some great tips and information that I will share with you today. You will soon realize that the university system works a bit different than school. The most important difference is that you have more freedom, but it also means more self-responsibility. Often you can decide for yourself which courses you want to attend. In addition, attendance is not as strictly regulated. And then there is the lecture-free period, which is 3 months in summer and 2 months in winter. But sorry for the spoiler, it's the time of working, internships, exams and writing papers too. So let's say it's September. You have already registered to the University of Marburg via the Studierendensekretariat, the registrar's office, and in a few weeks your semester will start. And you have a lot of questions, right? A first good contact is the ZAS, the Central Student Advising Office. Together with the Career Center, it is a point of contact for information and advice on studying at the University of Marburg. As a central service facility, they support prospective students, accompany you during your studies, and help with the transition into your career. On their website, you can easily find the consultation hours and contact details. Especially the Studiphone is great to get a quick answer. If you dial the Marburg phone code and then 28 5 times the 2, you will, for example, reach Inga.
Marburger Studierendentelefon Steinbach, hallo. Yeah, sure. How can I help you?
Inga is studying at the University of Marburg and works as a student assistant for the Studiphone. Inga, how can you help new students?
Studiphone is the university call center, so the call center of the university administration. And basically, we can help students with any questions they have all around studying in Marburg. And we can either answer them or help them find somebody who can answer their question.
Let's see what a specialist like Inga says about what you should know in the beginning of your studies. She started with explaining to me that it is important to understand what form your degree program has.
There are different forms of degree programs in Marburg. Some of them are more structured and some of them are less structured. In Marburg, we offer bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and state examination. State examination is, for example, something like pharmacy, which is also one of the degrees that gives you a relatively structured timetable at the beginning of your studies. And then there are also bachelor's degrees, which are generally more free, which give you more freedom in choosing the subjects that you are interested in.
State examinations are more structured because they are nationwide uniformly audited by the German state and lead to a state-supervised profession, such as lawyer or doctor. So let's have an example. I decided that I would like to study a Bachelor of Arts in German Literature. How do I know how this degree is structured?
Basically, all the information you need about your degree program is written down in your Prüfungsordnung, which sounds like a difficult word, but it's a very important word that you need to know because it contains all your examination regulations and all the information about the rules that are related to what you're studying. It's interesting to know that document because it gives you all the different choices that you have, all the different options related to studying and to also to your examinations. So, for example, which types of exams you get at the end of the semester, whether or not you need to write a test or maybe a term paper. And so it's just really good to know how your studies are structured and what you need to do at which point of your studies.
Okay, so let's add the term to our list of university vocabulary. A set of study and examination regulations for your specific degree program. Check. It does not only contain what you have to do, but also your rights. So this set of rules is binding for students and teachers. But where can I find the document?
You can find your Prüfungsordnung by just typing Prüfungsordnung Uni Marburg and then add the name of your degree program. So for example, Pharmacy, into any search engine of your choice. And then you can find the most current version or the version that applies to you of that examination regulation.
Inga also said to check your student ID or Marvin. There you will find a number that shows which version of the study and examination regulations is binding for your study cycle. She also told me what you can find in the appendix of a document. Maybe even start by looking at the last pages first, because they have very helpful visualizations and structured tables. For example, a model list, an exemplary study plan, and a list of possible electives. I guess you also want to know what a model is, right? Well, no worries. I also asked Inga about that.
So a module is usually a set of courses and different examinations that together give you a certain amount of credit points. There are different types of modules, for example, compulsory ones, which must be completed by all students in a certain degree program. They usually teach you the fundamentals of your program, the fundamental methods and topics, and they are usually the ones that you do in the beginning of your studies. To find them on Marvin, so on your Vorlesungsverzeichnis, you can always look out for the term basic module or Basismodul, because they are mostly, as I said, the introductory modules, which can be found at the top of your Vorlesungsverzeichnis. After doing your introductory modules, you can also start planning ahead and you can check which compulsory elective modules are offered within your degree. And that's actually where the fun begins, because you can start forming your personal profile in your degree and you can really see which topics and methods are interesting to you and fit your personal goals in Marburg. Oh, and something else you need to know is that some of the modules require finishing other modules first. So it's usually written in the Prüfungsordnung as well, which ones you need to do first. Mostly the introductory modules need to be done first, and then you can go on to the advanced modules. When you are reading through your Prüfungsordnung, it's also good to keep an eye on when courses are being offered, when modules are being offered, and how long they take to complete. Some modules can extend over one or more semesters, which is something you need to keep track of, and some of them are offered only annually. So some classes might, for example, be offered only in winter or only in summer, and it's best to plan that ahead as well.
Okay, to repeat what Inga said for our vocabulary list, modules are similar to building blocks and are composed out of a set of courses combined with examinations that lead to a certain amount of credit points. Check. But how does it work with those examinations and what are credit points?
For example, there can be modules that contain 2 seminars and maybe 1 lecture. And in each course, you could, for example, do a Studienleistung, which is a small examination to pass the course, like a short presentation, for example. And then there's a module examination, which could be a term paper or a bigger exam that combines all 3 courses. When you pass the module examination, you will get the credit points that are awarded for the whole package.
Inga also explained to me what credit points are. They represent the average amount of time required to complete a module. We call this workload. It includes attendance times, material preparation and follow-up, examination times and internships. 1 credit point corresponds to an average workload of 30 hours. The German word for credit point is Leistungspunkte. So let's add this to the list of vocabulary too. If you want to follow the standard period of study, you need to do an average of 30 credit points per semester. The German term for standard period of study is Regelstudienzeit. It tells how many semesters a degree program should normally take to complete. The bachelors are mostly composed out of 6 semesters, so that's 3 years. But your actual period of study can be shorter or longer. Just don't exceed it too much if you're relying on financial support such as scholarships or if you are here with a student residence permit. But please don't be too eager in the first semester. Take it slow to not be overwhelmed. So we can also check Regelstudienzeit, right? Okay, so we have already learned a lot of new words. And that's not all. It differs from degree to degree, so always be sure to check what applies for your specific degree program. And yes, to do so is your task, as Inga emphasized.
And something that I would say is very particular about German university is actually self-responsibility, because as a student in Germany, you are responsible for all the deadlines, for meeting all the deadlines, and for organizing yourself really well. So that's also something that I would like to advise anyone who starts studying in Germany. If after listening to this podcast, you still have any questions related to your studies or to study methods or something else I just mentioned in the podcast, you can always just call Studiephone or write an email to ZAS, and we will always help you with any questions you might have. And also, I wish everyone who's listening to this a really good start to their studies.
Great, thank you so much, Inga. If you have any questions about the modules offered in your specific degree program, you can get in touch with the academic advisors, the so-called Studienfachberatung. They are normally professors or academic staff that next to teaching are entrusted with advising. They have year-long experience in advising students and can give you some hands-on tips. I asked at the Department of English and American Studies and talked to the advisor there.
Hello, my name is Aoife Holmes-Rhein. I'm a lecturer in the Department of English and American Studies. I'm also the student advisor for the BA American, British and Canadian Studies. As student advisor, my duties include helping you to understand the curriculum, requirements, procedures and policies. I can help you with inquiries related to your studies and refer you to other relevant services within the university. If you have a question, your first port of call should be the website for your course of studies and the BA ABC Student Ilias Advising Group, which is always current and an excellent source of accurate information. There's a folder especially dedicated to information for first years. Go check it out. Of course, you can email me if you can't find the answer to your question on the website or in the Student Advising Ilias group. Remember to keep emails short and include your name as well as any other relevant information. If you have a more complex question, use the calendar function on Ilias to make an appointment for a face-to-face meeting during office hours. I strongly recommend that all new students activate their student email accounts immediately so that they don't miss any important emails. I use the mailing list to send a welcome package to first years, which includes a sample timetable, important dates and deadlines, as well as a helpful checklist and, most importantly, information about the orientation lecture. Do attend the orientation week. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to explore the city and the university. It also gives you the chance to meet your student advisor and your fellow students in person. Whether you've got a study-related question, worry or problem, or a personal issue that you need help with, you can always check in with your student advisor. I'm a friendly face and listening ear for students in the BA ABC.
You can get to know Mrs. Holmes-Rhein and the other academic advisors in the orientation week. It is a week before the start of lectures. The departments are organizing together with the Fachschaft, the Department of Student Organizations, a week full of information and social events to have you all set up for the start of your studies. In German, we call it Orientierungseinheit, shortly OE, or Ersti Woche. I have met the departmental student organization of the Marburg School of Business and Economics, and they told me what they normally do.
Hi, we're Michelle and Lawrence.
Hi.
From the Fachschaft, which is basically the student council of the Marburg Business School. Our job is to keep in contact with you, the students, and the university, and represent you.
They are not only representing the business students politically, but organize a row of events during the semester. And yes, also some parties.
One of the events is the orientation program we organize, where we want you to socialize. There you can meet people and get to know the beautiful city Marburg. Also part of them is to build your timetable, where we're helping you to get in touch with the platforms Elias and Marvin. There you can get your informations for your courses. We are answering your questions, and we can help you. On the beginning, it's a little bit confusing, so let us help you, and I hope we have a good time together.
Creating your timetable is one of the important tasks you need to do in the beginning of your studies. It is good to get some tips what courses you should choose for the first semester. To compile your schedule, you need to have your students' account set up, so that you can access our online tool Marvin. All set up? Great! Then you can log into Marvin, click on My Studies, and find a structured study planner. Next to that, my personal tip would be to create a list of your own to have a good overview over your chosen courses and to which model they belong. As you have already learned, it's in your own responsibility to keep track of that you're completing all the necessary models. Don't forget to check the exemplary study plan in the appendix of your study and examination regulations for some help.
In the student council, we also have students from higher semesters, so we can actually answer many of your questions. Yeah, how you can prepare for your exams, how the professors work and what they expect from you. It's really important to get to know the people that have this kind of information, so that you have an easier life at university.
So the orientation program is always a lot of fun, and I really can recommend you to look around and get people to know, which is really important for your student's life.
So if you're interested or have any questions for us, feel free to contact us via social media.
We are happy about new members, and we are really happy when you give us new input, and I hope we will see you in Marburg soon.
See you!
Bye.
Okay, that was a lot of information on a wide range of topics. How about we summarize what we have learned so far in a short info box?
Info box.
We learned very nice new German words. Let's revise them. We have Prüfungsordnung, so that's a basic document of every degree, a set of rules and regulations. A model, building blocks of a degree, a set of different courses and examinations that together give a certain amount of credit points. We also learned about the Studienverlaufsplan, and that's the exemplary study and semester plan. Credit points are unmarked points you get according to the workload of a course or model that don't show how well you did, but just that you passed. And we learned about the Orientierungseinheit, OE, a week of orientation, information and socializing for all new students before the start of lectures. And now you also know who you can ask for help. For general questions, the ZAS or Studifon, for academic questions, the advisor of your department, and for tips from peers, the Fachschaft. Well, congratulations! That will give you a good start to your studies. Always keep in your mind, you are not alone. Reach out for advice or help. And don't forget, studying is not only about working. Enjoy your student life, the time here in Marburg, and have a great start to this new episode of your life. I wish you all the best. Thanks for listening. Tschüss und bis bald.
This has been another episode of We Take You Places, the podcast for international students at the University of Marburg. For more episodes, videos, and much more, check out our university website at www.uni-marburg.de. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.